Alright, so the next two examples we're going to do some rationalizing of the numerator or denominator, as the case may be. So when I plug in x equals 9, I'm going to get 0 over 0 as always. So I need to rewrite this in another way, and the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to rationalize the numerator. Now the reason why I'm rationalizing the numerator and not the denominator, because I know a lot of people learned it as rationalizing the denominator, is because the square root's on the top, and all I'm really worried about is getting it written in a different form. So we need to get rid of the radicals on the top. So when I multiply the square root of x minus 3 times the square root of x plus 3, we're going to get x minus 9. Now, because I'm lazy and I don't have to, I'm not going to multiply the bottom together. I'm just going to leave it as what we had right here. Now, as you notice, we have x minus 9 in the numerator and the denominator. And so when I cancel them out, I'm left with 1 over the square root of x plus 3. So the limit as x approaches 9 of 1 over the square root of x plus 3 equals 1 over the square root of 9 plus 3. And the square root of 9 is 3. And 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, for this next one, we have, once again, the square root limit as x approaches 0. And we wind up with 0 over 0. And this time I am going to rationalize the denominator because, once again, that's where I have my square root. And so on the bottom I have x plus 4 minus 4. And on the top we have x times the square root of x plus 4 plus 2. Remember, when we multiply this out, the outside and the inside terms will cancel, and positive 4 and negative 4 are gone, so we have x over the square root of x plus 4 plus 2 over x. Now, since they both have an x in common, once again I'm not multiplying that x in because I don't have to, and I get the square root of 0 plus 4 when I find the limit. I get the square root of 0 plus 4 plus 2 on the outside divided by 1, which is 4. For this next problem, we have one of our trig problems. So we got 3 minus 3 cosine of x over x. So the only real thing I can do is I'm going to try and factor out this 3. So we got 3 minus 3 cosine of x divided by x. Sorry. Let's try that again. When I've factored out the 3, I still have a 1 minus cosine of x. And when we have this, that's going to turn out to be a limit of 3 times 0, which means my limit is equal to 0. Because whenever we have 1 minus cosine of x over x, the limit turns out to be 0. Alright. This will be the last one for this section. We have the limit as x approaches 0 of the sine of 4x over x. Now, like in the last one that I didn't show, when I plug in 0, I'm going to get 0 over 0. Now, for these problems, if there's 4x over here, I need 4x down here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my sine of 4x over x and multiply it by 4 over 4. That way I have the limit as x approaches 0, the sine of 4x with a 4 over here over 4x. The sine of 4x over 4x, the limit there is 1 as x approaches 0. So I got 4 times 1, which is 4. And that's it for this lesson. Please ask questions through any way you know how to find me.